best opportunities are the ones nobody's talking about. I'm Liv Lund, and today on After School Investing, we'll crown the best pure-play rocket launch company and a mystery space outpost stock aiming to bottle microgravity magic from cell lines to space hotels. Meet our rocket race contenders. Firefly Aerospace, Texas startup born in 2017, already launching satellites with their small lift rocket named Alpha and partnering with NASA on lunar missions. Avio, from Rome, they're driving Europe's space program. Later this year, they break away to become a standalone launch provider of their Vega rocket. Rocket Lab, the only company outside SpaceX launching on a regular basis. 70 launches already completed, and Neutron, its game-changing medium-lift rocket, enters service later in 2025.
We interrupt this program for extra credit equity.
Extra credit equity is about unknown stocks that could rocket higher or blow up like a grenade.
Cradled by zero G, experience the deepest, most restorative sleep of your life. Beyond rest, beyond imagination, witness art that defies physics, the exclusive Starlab weightless ballet. Challenge your limits of your physical self in the exhilarating lunar jump arena. Then strap on or not at the most exclusive table in the universe, where every night brings the 16 sunrises. Starlab, the only 14-day, all-inclusive orbital journey by invitation only.
Forget the fantasy space hotel I'd fly to. Let's talk the real project you can actually invest in through Voyager stock, Starlab. It's compact, about 1,600 square feet, half for research and manufacturing, so tourists receive the other half. Voyager owns roughly 67%, Airbus around 30%. Voyager is sitting on $469 million in cash, zero of debt, plus a $200 million credit line, solid runway. But Starlab likely costs $3 billion plus, so expect equity raises and dilution. Starship plans to launch the entire station in a single flight, no earlier than 2028. So should you buy Voyager? Let me know your choice in the comment section below. Are you going to book the ride via Voyager or wave from the bleachers below?
Now back to your regular program.
Rocket companies live or die on two things: execution and economics. Execution asks questions. Can you launch often? Can you do it without failure? Economics describes how much does it cost to send your payload to space, and how long will your cash last. Together, these decide who makes orbit and who is stuck on the launch pad. Launching rockets isn't just about technology, it's about economics. So let's ask three questions. Who provides the lowest cost to orbit? Who has the strongest backlog? And who has the cash to survive? Bigger rockets spread fixed costs over more payload. That's why cost per kilogram on the next-gen rocket makes up half of our economic score. The two most cost-competitive next-gen rockets, Eclipse and Neutron, come from Firefly and Rocket Lab. But low cost alone is not enough. A big diversified backlog creates visibility, and investors love visibility. Avio brings the largest backlog and steady free cash flow. Rocket Lab shines with broad customer base and the strongest cash reserves. Backlog muscle plus capital strength, that's the other half of the economic score. Now the grades. Avio earns a D. Vega E's payload is just too small, uncompetitive. And their backlog is tied almost entirely to Europe's space agency. Firefly earns a B-. Eclipse is the cheapest at $3,800 per kilo with 1.1 billion backlog, but backlog is less diversified. Rocket Lab gets a B. Neutron matches the Firefly on cost but adds the biggest cash balance and the most diversified backlog. Bottom line, scale plus diversification equals survival, and Rocket Lab edges out Firefly as the most balanced play. The first part of our blast set score was economics, but economics are useless without execution. Half of the execution score is frequency. The other half of the execution score is reliability, reusability, vertical integration, and turnaround time. SpaceX is in a league of its own, but among the stocks you actually can buy, Rocket Lab leads. 70 total launches, 94% success. Firefly, just 6 launches, only 33% success rate. Eclipse could change that. Avio, around 80% success. but all launches were under ESA control. Their real test is Vega E, their first independently launched rocket. Bottom line, frequency and success drive credibility, and execution compounds over time. Rocket Lab is far ahead. By 2030, Rocket Lab will have executed over 160 launches. Firefly scales after 2026. Avio waits for Vega E in 2027. Trust is earned in flight. More launches mean more learning, more reliability, more trust, and ultimately higher stock prices. Now the grades for launch execution. Firefly, bold vision, early stumble, 33% success. That's a C-. Avio, 24 flights using its engines and propellant tanks, but late as a standalone independent launcher, and their next-gen Vega E is 100% expendable. That's a C. Rocket Lab, the execution leader, more launches, higher success, unmatched integration, A+. We've covered economics and execution. Now let's briefly touch on valuation and technicals. Space stocks are on fire. Momentum and sentiment are very strong, but valuations differ. Rocket Lab trades at 38 times forward sales, Firefly at 53 times forward sales. Avio sits cheap at just 2 times. If we combine our execution and economics grade with technicals and valuation, we've got our final report cards. Avio comes in with a B-, the value play. Firefly scores a C-, high risk, high reward. And Rocket Lab takes a B+, the most balanced play in today's clear winner. If you decide to invest in any of these names, you have to be comfortable with volatility. Buy slowly over time and taking advantage of the dips. Because in space, fortunes will be made, but only those with patience will capture them. Do you trust momentum or prefer value? Drop your take in the comments below. Which space stocks do you trust? If you're focused on investing in secular trends like drones, space, genetics, or AI, hit the like button, subscribe, and tap the bell icon so you never miss a chapter on tomorrow's biggest opportunities. I'm Liv Lund, this is After School Investing, and remember, the best opportunities are the ones nobody's talking about.